welcome to the BoshNRoll channel. If you want to support my daily Eternal Magic offerings while getting amazing perks like the BoshNRoll Discord community, have me play your deck on the channel, or listen sideboard guides before tournaments, check out the Patreon or YouTube membership program. This channel is possible because of these amazing sponsors. Check them out, all their links are in the video description. As always, thanks for being here. Let's go play some Magic. Welcome back to the BoshNRoll channel. Today I'm playing Modern at the request of Patreon subscriber Mr. Toots, and he's brought us a exciting twist on what is becoming a standard Modern archetype here. At the core of the deck, we've got Boros Energy, Guide of Souls. When things enter the battlefield, you get life and energy. When things attack, you can pay energy to make those things bigger and more powerful. Static Prison, 1 mana Oblivion Ring with some energy stuff on it. A Lightning Bolt with some energy stuff on it. Amped Raptor, cast spells if you have enough energy. Unstable Amulet, draws cards if you have enough energy. The core of this deck is well established in Modern at this point. But instead of going into a Johnny and more creatures and that sort of stuff, Mr. Toots has added Aetherworks Marvel and a bunch of Emrakuls to the deck. Aetherworks Marvel is a card that caused a lot of problems when it was legal in Standard. Whenever a permanent you control is put into a graveyard, you get an energy. You can tap it, pay 6 energy, look at your top 6 cards, and cast a spell from among them without paying its mana cost. The best hits are, of course, one of the Emrakuls, and Marvel does cast the spell, so you get the Eldrazi trigger as well as the Giant Body. If you miss, because you do only look at 6 cards and there's only 5 hits in the deck, it could happen. You fall and land among the stars. We've still got Fables, Seasoned Pyromancers, Unstable Amulets, Flage. We're still moving cards around and doing stuff, even if you miss. But this is a way to go huge and pivot away from decks that can control your creatures, or they have a ton of removal, or a bunch of counter spells or whatever. Huge juke to go over the top. My prediction for this experience is that sometimes the Aetherworks Marvel is going to save us in unwinnable games, and other times we're going to lose because it's not just something more efficient, and we couldn't quite press our advantage early on because we had Aetherworks Marvel instead of some other creature or burn spell. But that's okay. We're exploring new space here. Shout out to Mr. Toots for trying old stuff with the new stuff. Let's get into it. This is Boros Marvel. I'm on the draw for round 1, and this hand is just way too slow. It's not doing any Boros energy stuff. I'm going to mulligan. Okay, yeah, this one can interact and draw some cards and stuff. I will keep it, and I'm going to put Flage to the bottom. I'm more interested in Fable. A Flooded Strand. Amped Raptor. Getting hyped. Getting amped. It's super embarrassing. One of the, really the only really horrendous synergy is Amped Raptor into Emrakul. If I hit one of the Emrakuls on here, basically never going to have 15 mana, or 15 energy, so that would be really bad. Definitely the biggest friction in this particular build. Okay, I could either hub into Amped Raptor and try to resolve a 3-drop here. I think that's reasonable. This is where I hit the Emrakul, and I'm super embarrassed. Come on, spell I can cast. Guide of Souls. Among the best hits there. We'll take it all day. They've got a little energy amping of their own. That does leave an energy behind. My play left 2 energy behind. They've got a fetch land. Are you Jeskai? Is this the control build? Yep, this is how it looks right now. Flage kills my thing, and I get to resolve a Fable of the Mirror Breaker. There's an Emrakul. That's an easy discard to Fable. I've got 3 energy in the bank, and Goblin's in. This is exactly the type of matchup where Aetherworks Marvel might turn around and save me. If we're against Jeskai control with Wrath of the Skies and all sorts of spot removal and fairies and junk, that can become really dangerous for an aggro deck. Okay, each player can't cast more than 1 spell each turn. That makes Amped Raptor really bad. And Emrakul's always bad. Yeah, I think I'm going to discard the Raptor. Emrakul shuffles away. Whenever a permanent you control is put into a graveyard. Okay, that includes fetch lands. Start by attacking. Okay, they decided to discharge this homie. That means I can stick the Marvel right now. If they have something like Teferi, that stinks. I could also stick Amulet and start trying to draw cards. I think getting the Marvel into play is strong enough that it's worth doing. If they can answer this, it's going to be a big ol' 4-mana brick. But they can't cast spells now. They missed a land drop last turn. We're going for that pivot. They had no plays at all, and then passed. My Fable flips. I get a permanent that can end up in the graveyard. Unstable Amulet. put some energy in the pool. I can get to 6 right now. Does this ignore timing? You may cast a spell without paying its mana cost. Yes, that does ignore timing. So I do have 6 energy, but I can't do it right now because of High Noon. I can take a spin on their turn by discharging my creature, which energizes me. Now I got 6 even without all that, without the need to fetch. And Marvel doesn't shuffle before the flip, so I could use an Elegant Parlor to control a little bit of the movement here. Up to 7 energy, Elegant Parlor, Seasoned Pyromancer. That does guarantee a hit. I'll leave it on top. Okay, here we go. Marvel. Look at the cards. I would like Seasoned Pyromancer, I guess. Opponent takes 1 from the amulet, something that I totally would have known and done in paper. Thanks, Magic Online. The High Noon is actually holding me back a lot here, because otherwise I would be able to discharge, pay 0, discharge, pay 0, immediately spin again. Counterspell, you got me. Another fetch land. I can exile Seasoned Pyromancer. I'm going to fetch right now, because Flage is a card in my deck. The Marvel can also charge the Amulet. Elegant Parlor. Discharge into the graveyard. Don't need more of those. I'm going to use the Amulet here. I still have a spell this turn. Exiled Guide of Souls, sure. Send him in. Take 1. I am 1 mana short of exiling Old Pyromancer from my graveyard. Teferi, Time Raveler, big bummer. But yeah, it's fine. That is a target for Galvanic Discharge, finally. Oh, it's a better target for Flage. Give me some of that. Zap ya. This also charges Marvel. This High Noon is such a weird card, but it's had a huge impact on this game. Oh, pitching Gifts Ungiven. Yikes. Opponent's up to something over there. Okay. I will leave Flage on top of my deck. Card's pretty good. I wonder if they have an actual hard lock in their deck, because with High Noon plus Teferi, I get 1 spell per turn cycle. Expressive Iteration. They have gone 5 turns now without hitting a land drop. And there's a Flage in their graveyard with Arena of Glory ready to zap. Exiled Sacred Foundry. Found the land. Yeah, I'm behind on the Flage game at this point, but I think it's still the game that I have to play. Skill Teferi. And that's my spell. I can only deal 4 with 1 Galvanic Discharge. Their Flage shows up with haste. So, a conversation of concept versus execution. Oh, cool. They went for EI rather than just flaging my face off. Concept versus execution. They have controlled everything that I've done this game except the Aetherworks Marvel, which is actually in play. And if that had hit in EMRAKUL, they would be so dead. But it hit something else instead. So we are in a spot where that card matters, which I like. A Guide of Souls. I can escape or exile Seasoned Pyromancer with my remaining mana and get 2 triggers, which is a bunch of extra energy. They're fetching in the end step. I'm trying to time this to a spot where they can't pick off my guide in response to me exiling my things. They're going for the Hasty Flage here. That can resolve. That's their spell for the turn. I'll pop the Old Pyromancer before Guide is dead. This is good for 3 energy total. I get the 2 off this, and then the 1 when the Guide dies. And these elementals are permanents. That's an energy. Block, that's an energy. I get a spin here. Or I could kill Flage, which does not seem important. Probably should have done that in the end step. None of those things I did were spells. Okay, well, I need an EMRAKUL anyway. Send it. EMRAKUL. EMRAKUL. We did it. EMRAKUL, the Aeon Storm. Get in there. Big mother. Opponent takes 1. Yeah, if I had end step that, I could have played Fable this turn. That was definitely a spew. Yeah, the Marvel coming up immediately. I think here I just want to turn some of my removal spells into Unlicensed Hearse. They are a 3-color deck, but we also saw the Galvanic Discharge that can kill Magus of the Moon pretty easily. The only creature we saw was Flage, though. I might just have room for some Magi and make them have multiple answers to it. I think I'd rather have Discharge than Prison, though. Prison can take out Teferi, but so can Discharge. Prison is better versus Flage. I think I'd rather... I guess I'll split them, but I think Discharge is better for its ability to just create energy if I want to do that, because I actually think the Marvel part of the deck is pretty important right now. Okay, Prison's out, 2 Discharges still in. Let's get it. Oh, how many lands do I play? 22. That doesn't seem like I could keep a 1-lander here. This hand's very good if I find the second land. Oh, this is Elegant Parlor. That's an extra look. I'm risking it for the bisking it. All right, we get 3 looks at 21 cards here. 1 look down, 2 looks at 21 cards. Flage right in the graveyard where you belong. Down to 1 look at 21 cards. They kept their card on top. I'm jealous. Moment of truth. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. At least have a spell to cast. And they are a big slow control deck. I don't want to be behind on tempo, but still, they are a big slow control deck. That's not necessarily going to immediately punish a land drop miss, but it is really bad. Rocker and Triumph. Blue, blue, blue in the pool. Ashiok Game Ender. Uh-oh. Well, that punishes a bunch of my possible draws. That's not one of them. I'll put some damage on Ashiok. Wish I could charge this thing. Not possible. I'm going to discard EMRAKUL, which protects my graveyard. Flage back in the deck. Yep, removal spell. Looks good. All right, come on. Land that's not a fetch land. We did it. Easy game. I'm going to start with Unlicensed Hearse. Unstable Amulet's the card I actually care about. But if their win condition is Flage, they kind of have to respect this, and I have 2 of them. Okay, we're functioning. Look at that. Now that the Unlicensed Hearse is answered, certainly you could stick your Flage. Arid Mesa is a trap. And get rid of Flage and Counterspell from the graveyard. It could Wrath of the Skies to clear the Hearse here, but it's already done its important job. Wrath of the Skies, X equals 1. They could have charged extra energy, but instead decided to leave up 2 mana. Indicative of an interactive spell, I might say. Amulet, get in. Is this worth that counterspell you're representing? I don't think I want to try to hit a land drop. Do I want to hit it? Of course I want to hit a land drop. So I could cast this until Amulet exiles another card. Okay. Yep, might as well use it. Amped Raptor, cool. That's a thing I could do next turn. Opponent is getting low on cards in hand. There is not a basic land anywhere in play. If I could find a hit for this Magus. Drannith Magistrate. Okay. Amped Raptor sucks. So does Unstable Amulet. So does every other card. Except Magus of the Moon. That's the card that could still do it here. I might have to bait them with Seasoned Pyromancer, or Flage could kill Drannith. That's actually really good. We've seen Subtlety in their deck. I think I want a Seasoned Pyromancer, because I have a bunch of bad cards in my hand that I could move around. Okay, discard EMRAKUL, and I think I can live without Marvel this game. I'm like nowhere near that card being useful. Hit my land drop, make 2 homies. I can't access my basic planes before sticking Magus. And they just found Arid Mesa. If they play a basic, they have access to it. I'm obviously triple blocking here. If they have a removal spell, it's fine, because that's a spell that they're not casting on Magus of the Moon. Yep. Oh my god, what a surprise. Okay. They did that. Now I'm going to put a damage on Ashiok, because then Flage is lethal. I think they have a counterspell, but also, if Flage can do it here, that's awesome. Wow, we're in. 3 to Ashiok. Unlock my fetch lands. Fetch. Plains. Fetch. Just have to zap in Sacred Foundries here. No other basics to get. And Magus of the Moon. Loaded blue-white. Magus Resolve, though. Celestial Purge. Alright, yeah, that's a good answer to that. But it's also a good answer to Flage, who is now in my graveyard without Ashiok pressuring it. My hand is still gas. Oh, wait, I can't cast until I deal with Drannith. But my hand is still gas. It's fine. And Drannith is really good in the format right now. Obviously, I've played like Ruby Storm and Living End and stuff, but also being this good against normal stuff like this. There's a lot to like about that, if you're the bad guy. Marvel also casts. So Seasoned Pyromancer, losing Marvel makes sense to me right now. Discard Marvel, draw 2 cards. It's another Seasoned Pyromancer. I'll cast that right now and draw 2 cards. I know they have the Wrath in their deck, but if they're going to Wrath, it's going to hurt them as well. Like if they lose this Drannith, I think they're in a lot of trouble. I'm going to attack, and I am not going to pay the 3 energy. I'm so far ahead on board right now that they need to Wrath to catch up anyway, and if they Wrath, they'll kill a 3/3, same as they kill a 1/1. Alright, Magus of the Moon number 2. Come down and win me this game. Fetching basics now. They're wise to my game. Discharging, that's another answer to Magus gone. There's no attacks here. A hub, get the energy before this is a basic. Magus. Fable. Attack for 2. Okay, we're all in. And they're also a red deck. And they have access to blue, but they have no white, much less double white for their Wrath. Seasoned Pyromancer. I do not want to discard this, because I could just straight up draw 2. Yeah, I'll draw 2. Amulet Hearse. I'll take the Hearse. Attack with everything except the Magus. I don't know if they have any tricks that would deal 1 damage, but not 2. But I don't really want to find out. Hell yeah! Aetherworks Marvel breaking open a very difficult matchup in game 1, and then Magus of the Moon, and I drew, what, 8 cards off of Seasoned Pyromancers this game? That was really nice. Threw a hate piece, who cares? You're dead.
This video is sponsored by Moxfield.com, the easiest way to build Magic decks online. Moxfield supports over 30 formats, including Legacy and everything else you'll see on this channel. There's multiple customizations so you can interact with your deck how you want. Views such as text, grid, or stacks. And groupings like type, subtype, color, color identity, even artist. The site offers light mode, dark mode, and so much more. However you want to see your deck, Moxfield can provide it for you. Follow my Moxfield to keep up with the channel and what I'm playing in paper. I'll see you there.
I'm on the draw in round 2. I have a nice little energy curve, but surprise, the top of my curve is Aetherworks Marvel. Is it the mirror? Nope, just a Ragavan. A boring old Ragavan. I could Static Prison the Ragavan, and then just let them have it next turn when I don't care about it anymore. I could also play Guide of Souls, ignore this for 1 turn, and Amped Raptor next turn, and then have a bunch of stuff going on. Presumably. I think I'm just going to answer the Ragavan. I definitely wish that was Discharge and not Static Prison, but I'll take what I can get. Harsh Flats, Guide of Souls, okay, we've got the Pseudo Mirror for sure. Oh, cool. I will not pay, because now I can kill the Ragavan other ways. Nope, you can have it. I'll just keep my 2 energy, thanks. And I'll fetch for Sacred Foundry, play my own Guide of Souls. I am prepared to light up Ragavan. Elegant Parlor from the opponent. Shocked in a Sacred Foundry. Fable of the Mirror Breaker. So this means that Ragavan is not connecting this turn anyway. I could kill the Guide of Souls. No, it's still Ragavan that I care about. And it costs 3 to trigger this thing. They currently have 2. I'll let this trigger resolve. It doesn't do anything. Discharge the Rag. Deal 1 damage to it. Block your 1/2 with my 1/2. They can touch butts. Now I have an Amped Raptor that's good for 6, unless I find something better to do, which I did not. Alright, Raptor. It's actually good for 7 if I stack my triggers correctly. Still not enough to Emrakul, but it's plenty to Fable. Nice. That's how we do it. This gets +2/+2 and flying. Is that where I want to be? Or do I want this Marvel spinning? I think I just want to attack and do the thing. Yes. Big creature. Cool. I got a 2/1 first strike back here. They can give their Goblin Shaman extra words if they find 1 more energy, which is likely with access to 6 cards. Discarded 2 lands, including Monumental Henge. Interesting. Amped Raptor, good for 5. Ooh, they hit a Johnny. Yikes. Okay. Traditional Boros, doing traditional Boros things. And my prediction from the deck tech, if you recall, was we're going to win some unwinnable matchups because of Marvel, which was last round when I had nothing going on and just spun up an Emrakul. And we're going to fall behind in close games because Marvel's stuck in my hand, which is happening right now. Oh yeah, look at this opponent. All kinds of answers. They are hellbent, though. If I can dig up 2 lands and spin this Marvel, there's a chance. They are buffing their Guide of Souls. Alright, deck. Do something smart. I don't know if that's it. I think I want to discard both Unstable Amulets, because hitting another Fable here keeps the party rolling. I really just want lands to be able to Marvel and flip to Emrakul, which isn't even lethal anymore. I'm going to dump both amulets. Okay, I did find 2 lands. That's good. I'm going to play Fable, keep my options flowing, and I'm going to hold back. They don't have to pay for their Static Prison because it exiled a token. That's just free energy. They have 4 energy that can buff another thing. Oh, good. They drew Ocelot Pride. Yeah, they're going to have so many Ocelots. A bunch of attackers. They can put counters on their first striker, or they can make Guide of Souls bigger, or they can make Goblin Shaman huge. Lots of choices here. Went with the first striker. I'm going to touch butts with their Guide of Souls, and do I want to trade Shamans? I think so. I don't want to, but I think I have to. They get a bunch of cats because they have the City's Blessing. They get a bonus treasure as well. Well, if any card was useful, it might be Flage. Okay, I would like to use Fable's ability. I'm going to discard Flage and Raptor. I still kind of have dreams for this Aetherworks Marvel. I don't think I'm winning the game without it, is the problem. I don't think I'm winning the game with it either, so I just have a variety of problems. Okay, I have 4 energy right now. I can save a damage, but not get an energy to Aether Hub. I think I have to do that. Flage. White, white, red, red. This kills the giant first striker, or does this have to kill Reflection? I think I have to kill Reflection. Yep, all of this is horrible. Can't afford to attack. They are hellbent over there. If they just brick, if they don't draw a useful card. Wait, they've been paying for Static Prison? Why? Or they could draw Amped Raptor. Why have they paid for Static Prison? Does that permanent do anything in play? They have Guide of Souls, which now they have 2 of those, and they get 2 triggers, and they have exactly enough energy to give 2 creatures flying. Why couldn't they just draw a land? Okay, I am probably dead to this double striking flyer, Ocelot Pride. Though, if I do survive this combat somehow, I have exactly enough energy to spin Marvel 1 time. Okay, they're giving that creature flying. 4, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so I just have to block everything I can block, basically. The backside of a Johnny can put a +1 on all the cats or make a cat. Oh no. No, this kills me. If this flips, I'm dead. Yeah, they definitely have red permanents. Okay. Well, these are all cats, and I can't beat a Johnny in combat. Yeah, I'm just hard locked here. Okay, yeah. Yep, backside of a Johnny, too good. 1 turn short of taking a spin. But that was exactly what I thought would happen in the deck tech. Wrath of the Skies come in. I got to play more of a control deck. I like all my removal. I like Flage. I'm actually going to cut an Emrakul the Promise End. I know that lowers my hits for Marvel, but I don't think I can rely on Marvel that much here. Or what if I keep all the Marvels in? I cut an Emrakul. Pyromancer is good. Maybe the Amped Raptors come out because I'm bringing in a bunch of sweepers. Unlicensed Earths can help control their Flages. I could Disruptor Flute and name the backside of a Johnny. The amulets get swept up in the Wraths, so do the Raptors. I don't think any of that matters. Okay, I'm going to shave amulets back for Raptors and just hope that the Raptor never hits a Emrakul. Keep. And this deck looks really good when I just have the normal half of it. Boros energy is cool. Guide of Souls in play. We're curving out. One at Mold of 5. They've got a Sacred Foundry and their own Guide of Souls. Okay, that's 1 Emrakul I can't hit off Amped Raptor, and Raptor can hit up to a 4-drop this turn. I'll take a Fable. Absolutely. I like it. Fun start. Perfectly normal. Turn 2. Then the Fable can loot away the Emrakul. Just good deck building. Unfortunately, if I discard the Flage, it's just gone. But it looks like I'm going to need the Flage to kill a Johnny anyway. I'm going to just discard Emrakul. There goes that one. Opponent confused and in shambles. Sacred Foundry, get in. Flage, kill a Johnny. And now I can beat a 2-1 first strike and Goblin Shaman, get in. Do I want the Shaman to be huge and flying? I think I do. Now they have no good blocks. Cool. Yeah, this Boros energy deck, pretty good. Aether Hub from the enemy. Ocelot Pride. Static Prison removes my token. Get some good attacks here. They are doing the thing. All right, I'll take 4. I have Flage in my graveyard. I have this Wrath of the Skies ready to go. If I Wrath for 1, that kills their stuff, but not my stuff. It kills my Guide of Souls, but it kills their whole board. Okay, white, white, and 1 extra. Yeah, I'm gonna get 1 extra energy. Then I'll pay 1. Wipes out all their stuff. Replace this thing. That felt like a game-changing swing. We'll see what their last card in hand is, but that felt really insane. Land number 4 enters tapped, and Ocelot Pride is their last card. End step, make a cat. For if you gain to life, which they didn't. Yeah, I'm just going to play this Fable. I need to move this Emrakul out of my hand. First strike, lifelink. Yep, that's fine. I'm happy to tangle with this cat with any of the creatures they care to block. Cool. Got a blocker back. Discarding the Emrakul does clear my Flage. Okay, didn't matter. Opponent mulled to 5, and I had a Boros Energy nut start, so fair game. I don't think I'm changing anything. I still like the Wrath Marvel top-end plan versus the actual aggro deck. I like this start. I don't like the Emrakul. I like everything else about it. Opponent mulled to 6 and did not have a 1-drop. I'm going to get my basic planes and play Guide of Souls. Carving out just seems right. Like, I'm the control deck between these two matches, or between this matchup, but make them have it. They had it, it's fine. I'm up 2 cards because they mulliganed and I was on the draw. 1-for-1 exchanges are fine with me. They can Raptor for a 4 here. Get Ragavan. Okay, I can Raptor for a 2. That's less exciting than 4. I could also prison the Ragavan and then fetch Elegant Parlor and see what's going on. That's what I'm going to do. Clearly, because I've already done it. Monumental Hedge for 4 mana. You can look at the top 5 card of your library and get a historic card from among them. Sure. They attack for 2. Elegant Parlor time. The Re-Raptor. I'll keep that. Sending Raptors like crazy. I will pay 1 to keep Ragavan out of play, at least this turn. Might change my mind next turn. Please don't hit a 4-drop. Awkward. Alright, well, can't cast that one. My other Elegant Parlor's ready to go. If I had given them Ragavan back, I could have had Aetherworks Marble here, but it with 0 energy, so it's not even good. Uh-oh. That's pretty bad. They can exile permanents when they attack. But they have to clear my Raptor somehow, because it just eats the Felia for free in combat. Okay. So they can attack and flicker my Raptor, or they can just attack with their Raptor. Right, so they're going to flicker my Raptor. Oh. Or they're going to sacrifice their dog to get a second Goblin Shaman. That's fine too, I guess. Reasonable out. Elegant Parlor in the end step. Don't need Inspiring Vantage. Okay. I'd love a Wrath of the Skies. Hey, we did it. I am not going to pay for this Static Prison. You can have your Ragavan back. And I Wrath for 3 here. But I'm going to attack first. They probably take it. Okay, or they read that I have Wrath. Those are the 2 outcomes. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to pay 3. Get the board back to empty. They have 2 cards in hand to my 3. Now they're up to 3 cards in hand, but I have more lands than them. One of my cards is not really a card, though. EMRAKUL is a tough sell. That's a phenomenal card to have on this board. Ooh. Okay. Well, there's one of those. I'm going to put this into play. My Sacred Foundry tapped, and we'll see what happens. Whatever happens, happens. Let's hope they don't come up with land number 4 to escape Flage. Static Prison. Okay. Well, they got to pay for that every turn, or else they're in trouble. Johnny. I'm going to hub, then Raptor. I can Raptor a 5-drop. Seasoned Pyromancer. That's excellent. Did not want this Emrakul anyway. And I hit Gas. I'm going to prison their token. That's just free energy. And then I'm going to send another Raptor in. I can Raptor for 6 here. Static Prison. Okay. I can prison their prison. Or I could take their Ajani. Yeah, I'm going to prison their prison. That lets me spin Marvel. And right now, oh, I'm just doing that. Okay. Yeah, duh. There's an Emrakul. GG. We did it. We did the whole damn thing. All right, I'll go to my bonus turn. I have exactly 1 energy, so they can't prison my Emrakul. Yeah, Marvel coming in strong. I lost game 1 because Marvel's in my deck, but then it really slammed the door closed game 3. But I was also already winning game 3. I don't know. It was fun. Marvel! Welcome to TopDeck.gg, your community's home for everything competitive Magic has to offer. If you're hosting an event, playing for a huge prize, or advertising your events to thousands of players, we've got you covered. Using intuitive pairing software, playing Magic is a breeze. Players just have to sign up online, then scan the QR code in-store. Give competitors the gift of perfect information as their bracket updates in real time. The self-reporting software saves you time and leaves paper match slips in the past. Leave the heavy lifting to TopDeck.gg so your community can relax and focus on playing Magic. I'm on the draw for round 3 with a nice Boros energy hand. Looks like we've got Orzhov's Scam or perhaps Esper Goryo's Vengeance. Kept their card on top, and I'm just gonna do the obvious Boros thing here. Mardu fetch lands, Mardu shock lands, amped, hit Ocelot Pride. Okay, another energy matchup. You know, I keep hearing Nadu's broken and stuff, but I'm just playing against energy. Right, Raptor's good for a 3-drop. Static Prison, we'll take it. I could take the... I think I'm more worried about the Pride. Am I worried about any of this, really? And the Pride is a cat for a Johnny synergies and stuff. I'm just going to chill. I might even just give them the cat back next turn and bank my energy. Land number 3 coming into play tapped is actually a huge bummer right now. Blood Crypt. I will offer the trade with Amped Raptor because I'm not actually an aggro deck, and having my life total high will favor me in the long game. They prisoned my guide and a Johnny. Okay, I was right to challenge the cat synergies. Okay, I drew a land. I will pay to keep this on lock right now. Get an energy. I can kill a Johnny before it becomes a problem. I could also Babel. Now I'm just going to kill a Johnny. Thing's just really scary. They paid for the prison. The Rhea Johnny. I unlocked their legendary creature. I've played the fool. Okay, my Wraths are not in right now. I will keep paying. Elegant Parlor. Inspiring Vantage. Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Get in there. Let's get some selection and figure this out. If I loot 2 cards with Fable and don't pay for Static Prison, I can escape Flage next turn. And hopefully I will care less about Ocelot Pride at that point. I will not be blocking these. I both value my Goblin Shaman and don't want them to have an Ajani Planeswalker. Elegant Parlor. Kept the card. Another Ocelot Pride with the City's Blessing. They have not gained life this turn. Orcish Bowmaster, what the shit? Ay caramba. Alright, we figured out why they're a Mardu deck. So they're going to get another Orc army and another 2/1 cat. Or they didn't 0, they plussed. Okay. Oh, they didn't gain life. Yeah, all of those things are predicated on gaining life. That's correct. And this Bowmaster really complicates my plan with Fable the Mirror Breaker. Okay, so how many cards can I draw if I want Flage into play? I might just have to fully commit to getting destroyed here. Opponent is Hellbent, so whatever I do here, yeah, I guess I'm going to discard Fable and Raptor. They get the triggers from Bowmaster. Drawing a fetch land means I don't have to sacrifice Static Prison, so that's good news. Okay, they're going face. They're not fighting over my Goblin Shaman. I would like to pay. Fetch. Give me this. Basic Plains. Flage, save me. Flage can kill the Ocelot Pride, which I think is the card I'm most worried about. And then Static Prison can exile Orc Army or a Johnny. Am I worried about either of these things right now? I think it's a Johnny. Yeah, I'll take that one. And then Flage can clear Bowmaster or Arc Army next turn. This is their last energy, so I get back my Guide of Souls next turn if they don't do something. Alright, well, that's something. Please don't answer Flage. They found another Ocelot. They can decide if they want to deploy that into the Buzzsaw. That is Flage. Indeed they do. They don't have good attacks here. Seems they're in agreement. I drew another Flage. That's cool. Okay. Fable flips. I'm just going to pay for both of the prisons. And then I'm going to play Aether Hub, attack and kill the Ocelot Pride. I'm kind of hoping they line up a bunch of like triple blocks or something here and try to trade off with this, and then the other one can pick off Bowmaster. Nice. Okay, double block works too. Trade off with that. That's fine. Deal. Sold. And then I play this other one who kills Orcish Bowmaster. And then I play Fable the Mirror Breaker. And I have 100 different engines going to their top deck. Okay, we're out here. I have one more turn that I don't have to give them their creatures back. And they also have this turn before I get my Guide of Souls back. They seem to have drawn a spell. It's another Amped Raptor. Naturally. Marionette Apprentice. All right, yeah, I mean, that one's pretty good. Does spend all their energy, though, so I'm getting Guide of Souls back next turn. I'm at 22, not really worried about getting burned out here. Do I double block this? I don't think so. No, that's fine. I'll take 2. I can afford it. Ooh, Discharge. Okay. I am not going to loot any cards. I am going to pay for both prisons. And do I just hold this Discharge? I could push damage if I discharge the Raptor and attack for 4. I think I'm going to do that. Discharge the Raptor. I lose 1 from the Marionette. I have good attacks now. I can Splinter Twin them next turn with the double Fable, double Reflection. I just have to be alive that long. And that Discharge left me with exactly enough mana to keep these static prisons under control. And then I get my Guide back here, which means when I activate Reflection, I also get an energy and a life. So tapping mana, is it another Amped Raptor? White Orchid Phantoms. This destroys one of my lands, and I can search for a basic. My only basic's in play already. I decline the trigger. And end step, I'm going to copy Guide of Souls. And now we're popping off. As this Fable's going to flip and trigger both of these guides. I could make a third guide, but then I can't Splinter Twin them by copying Reflections back and forth. I will pay. I will pay. I can Splinter Twin them now and get 2 energy and 2 life per copy of Reflections that I make. That would let me... Oh, I'd have so many triggers. This has flying, though. Can I get enough onto a single goblin that this makes sense? Or should I just wait a turn and do it all next turn? But I won't have 2 guides next turn. Okay, we can actually figure this out. I have to do math. Each 1 mana I have is 2 life and 2 energy. That's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. I can attack with up to 3 Guide of Souls triggers, which puts +1 counters on my Goblin Shamans. I think this is unbeatable from this position. At least I hope it is, because I'm going for it. Just going to try to Splinter Twin. Trigger, trigger. Then this copies this. Trigger, trigger. I could stop there and just attack with 2 giant flying goblins and then do more stuff in the end step. Then those creatures will be around for their turn. Yeah, the problem is that I can't quite get through the 1 flying creature with the number of Guide of Souls that I have. I think I could get enough energy to do it. I pay for that one, pay for this one. 2 big flying angels. Okay, they're choosing to go to 1. And in the end step, various things trigger. I have some responses, as you may imagine. Okay, now I'm going to copy Reflection, copy Reflection, copy Reflection, and I can still Splinter Twin really hard in the next end step. Even copy Reflection again. Now I got a bunch of tokens. Okay, 34 life, 11 energy. Opponent's at 1. And I can still make 4 more. All right, yeah, okay. There might have been a better way to do that, but I'm chilling. It worked. Scoreboard. Okay, they're a Mardu version. They're lower to the ground. I'm going to go into control mode here. Raptors and Amulets can chill. Wrath of the Skies, exciting. Magus of the Moon might be really good here. Okay, my Amped Raptors are out entirely. Magus of the Moons are in. Unstable Amulet chillin'. 3-drop theme deck at this point, but I'm into it. Okay. Huge control hand. It doesn't have a plan, but it's not going to die very quickly. Ocelot Pride. Ooh, do I lead on my Guide of Souls now? I'd also just roast this Pride. I think I'm going to do that. Just take that thing out right now. Get a little energy in the bank for this triple Wrath hand. Got the Shrine. Ooh, Sun Cleanser. This takes all my energy. Cool. I can't get energy for as long as Sun Cleanser's on the battlefield. Holy smokes. Well, that's fucked. Somebody came for the mirror. Okay, so Static Prison does still work. But there's no way around this Sun Cleanser. Christ, that's bad. Okay, I'll play Guide of Souls and try to set up some turn where I can remove Sun Cleanser temporarily to Wrath them. Player can't get counters for as long as this remains on the battlefield. Marionette Apprentice. Theater. So Flage is my plan A with Cleanser around. Elegant Parlor. Hey, there's Flage. That's the thing I said. I'm going to put this on top of my library. I'm going to attack with Guide of Souls. Okay, they took the good block rather than the bad block. That's disappointing for me. I was hoping that they would just line up their 1-4 against it. But that thing was going to die no matter what. The Aether Hub does not make energy. But it does cast Flage. Alright. Hub. Ouch. Flage Titan. Kill the Apprentice. Okay. There is still an ability to play the game here. Goblin Bombardment. Modern Legal. Me learning this right now for the first time. Was this in MH3? Or like, where did we get this into the format? It's a card that I love. Okay, I'm chilling. Yeah, so at some point, I can kill everything except for Sun Cleanser with Static Prison into Wrath of the Skies. But if they don't present better threats than this, oh, well, that's a really good threat. Goodbye, Flage. Chewing up my graveyard with Lion Sash. Elegant Parlor, okay. Let's have a look. Well, well, well. Look who's here. Okay, so I can leave this on top and try to figure my life out starting next turn. I can kill Goblin Bombardment and Lion Sash with Wrath of the Skies. Amped Raptor, please cast a 2-drop. Guide of Souls, sorry, that dies too. They do have the ability to bombard me goblinly. And by having the extra Elegant Parlor, does that do anything? I don't think so. Okay, well, it's time to stabilize as much as I can. Get rid of Sun Cleanser. I could actually keep this out of play for a couple turns if I don't Wrath. But at this point, I have to. But then I'm all in on Flage. Yeah, the Lion Sash is too big. Alright, Wrath of the Skies. And there's no reason to pay an extra mana here because I'll lose everything when this Sun Cleanser comes back. So if they bombard me with all their creatures before I pay the... Yeah, they should kind of leave Lion Sash back to make sure I pay the energy, or else I'll just leave the Sun Cleanser in exile and I'll just pay 0. It's an interesting layer of interactions that's happening here. I guess I should have paid the 1 extra. It didn't occur to me that they might sack their whole board and then I don't have to pay energy. Okay, they sacked the Lion Sash. That's good. Yeah, now I'm actually just not going to do it. Yeah, I should have paid the extra 1 just in case they did that. Yeah, I think they were supposed to ping me with Guide of Souls and leave Lion Sash back. That's the one that I would have had to Wrath. Interesting. Another Guide. 2 energy. Static Prison, oh no. I've been outmaneuvered. Okay, yep. Them killing my prison was a dirty trick. I lose all my energy again. Don't Nightmare, oh no. They're in the endgame now, Stark. Yeah, they can flip Guide of Souls into Lion Sash, or Marionette Apprentice, and then Goblin Bombardment. I don't think they have lethal right now, but they're not far off. Yeah, this thing can attack for 5. They might actually have lethal here. Yeah, this puts me to 8. They get back Marionette Apprentice, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think they're 1 damage short of killing me right now. They're getting back Ocelot Pride. Okay, so they're building up for a big win next turn rather than try to put me to 1 now. Yeah, that makes double cats. I would have to draw another Static Prison to have a chance here. That's not what that is. Okay, Sun Cleanser, too good. Okay, what can I do about Sun Cleanser in my sideboard? All of these cards care deeply about that card. Wrath of the Sky is horrible. Yeah, it's like Static Prison or hold back and discharge to clip it on entry. I don't think I have sideboard that changes here. Unlicensed Hearse now that I've seen Chthonian Nightmare. And do I cut Amulets because they don't work versus Sunchaser?
No, Marvel's even worse. It's fine. I believe in the Marvel. Oh god. I'll keep this hand, though. I need a looter pretty quick. And I'm gonna lead on an Elegant Parlor rather than try to curve out, because I'm not curving out anyway. Raucous Theater from them. Kept their card. Elegant Parlor. I'll take the land. Play my land, play Guide of Souls. I can fetch for Elegant Parlor again this turn, and then basic plane slam Magus of the Moon on my following turn. Hope that it does anything. Yep, there's Sun Cleanser. Didn't have any energy. Checkmate. Okay, get another Parlor. Either Hub. No, thank you. That's a basic mountain. Alright, speaking of basic mountains, here comes Magus of the Moon. Hope this is any good. I gain a life, but I don't get any energy. Goblin Bombardment. Now if they just find another creature, they can clear Magus at will. I'm going to get Marvel out there. And I'm going to attack. If they want to block sack, then the Sun Cleanser's gone, and we take those. Otherwise, they're going to take some damage. In for one. Another Bombardment. That doesn't matter. Yo, here we go. Now we're gaming. I'll take my life point. My energy-free life point. And Fable. And I'm not going to attack this time. I don't want to give them the ability to clear the Magus of the Moon. Because now that I have Fable going, they might assess that that's worth the trade. They exiled and hit Static Prison. Okay. Not a bad card. But I have a lot of permanents. They don't have that much energy. Okay. They did go for the Magus, get their colors unlocked. The Fable can discard definitely EMRAKUL, and probably the Wrath as well if I don't find another removal spell. So Aether Hub might be worse than Wrath. They're both terrible. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, I'm going to dump the Hub and the EMRAKUL. Seasoned Pyromancer, that's going to load me up. Discard 2 irrelevant cards. I did have a plan versus Sunchaser. I just drew all the wrong cards last game. Another Guide of Souls. Life total is crazy right now. EMRAKUL in my hand. You hate to see it. The Reflection of Kiki Jiki copying Seasoned Pyromancer is a pretty serious grind. While my opponent does stuff, I'm looking up the cost of Sun Cleanser. That seems like a card that may have spiked to like $10. Oh, still only $2.50. Only has one printing. Seems very powerful in exactly this matchup. Marionette. Okay. Well, I'm not getting my Magus back. They have plenty of energy. My life total is insane, though. Goblin Bombardment can kill creatures. It's any target. Guide of Souls number 4. I'll gain my life. Play my Guide of Souls number 4. I'll at least try to stay out of range of their aristocrats nonsense here. Right now is the last chance they're going to have to sack 2 creatures to kill Reflection before I'm going to go nuts with Seasoned Pyromancer. Ocelot Pride, easily City's Blessing. And they did gain life. Yeah, they might be able to just grind me out from 35 without ever going into combat. Okay, they didn't go after Reflection yet. They might still. They did just get 2 free bodies. Didn't go after Reflection. They can go after Seasoned Pyromancer if I target it. I'm just going to chill for a moment. Something's happening in the end step. Orcish Bowmaster. Holy smokes. Okay, I'll copy Seasoned Pyromancer now. I expect it will die in response. Oh, it didn't. Okay. Okay. Things are happening. Okay, EMRAKUL goes away. And that's going to trigger Seasoned Pyromancer. Gain a lot of life. But Sunchaser still has me hardlocked. Yikes. And I'm going to get a Sacred Foundry right now. I'll just save time. Get my F6 value. But Johnny, okay. I'm very dead. They have a red permanent. They have millions of creatures. They can sack a cat at will. It's probably just correct to sack a cat anyway. This thing can get the Guide of Souls words on it. Can't block. It has flying. Goblin Bombardment. Where's the damage going? Face. Yeah, they may very well have lethal here. Yeah, Johnny's good for 11. That puts me to 25. Oh, they shot the... Okay, they shot my Reflection rather than me with that. I'm pretty sure they had lethal, though. Especially at the end of turn when the cat doubles all their triggers. The only thing that can even start to help me is Static Prison. EMRAKUL, still not quite there, somehow, believe it or not. Another Marvel. And, oh, that's a legend. We're getting energy off it, except that I don't. Well, soloed by Sun Cleanser, a card that I have not seen in 6 years. GG's. Yeah, powerful sideboard cards. If you want to beat energy, here's a really good card to do it. On to the next round. The BoshNRoll channel is proudly partnered with the Resleevables.
Good. All right, here we go, gang.
In this YouTube series, hosts Cedric Phillips and Patrick Sullivan take us on a set-by-set journey through the good, the bad, and the ugly of Magic's history. Each episode is a focused deep dive into the facts about a set's design and release, the Magic lore expressed through the cards in that set, Tournament Edition gameplay videos featuring products and Pro Tour decks of the era, an award show that shouts out the best and weirdest cards of the set, and a final grade for the set's overall success. Whether you want a history lesson or a nostalgia hit, The Resleevables has it at youtube.com/theresleevables. I am on the play in round 4. I'm going to keep my hand that does some stuff. I've got Unstable Amulet, and then mana number 3 gets Fable. The Fable clears the EMRAKUL. Giver of Runes off Flagstones of Trocaire. Either Hub, Unstable Amulet. I think I'd rather just load up a bunch of energy and put some card advantage in the bank than answer a Giver of Runes temporarily. If one of my top 2 cards is a untapped land, I'm gaming. Not an untapped land. All right, here we go. Exiled another Amulet. Well, I will play it. My opponent takes 1 from that, and then this charges me up, and I get another look at a land. It's a discharge that will be pretty solid next turn, but yeah, missing the land stinks a little. But my opponent also missed a land, and they only had 1. So I don't know what they're doing over there. Wow. All right. I do not feel bad about my situation. Oh, I did draw this. Getting Fable down is going to be so much better than killing this Giver of Runes. If I get Mana Tithe, they got me, but yeah, I don't know. Solitude, pitching Stoneforge Mystic, are we going to ephemerate this? Is that what's going on? You have to imagine, yeah, like your opponent keeps 1-landers for a reason. I certainly didn't think like, wow, what a dummy. Why would they think this was good enough? And that is a good explanation of what they thought was going on. And them just attacking relentlessly with the Giver makes me think they have another ephemerate. I'm going to discard EMRAKUL and Static Prison. I found a Flage, and I can play another Fable, and I'm going to shock in Sacred Foundry here. They know about this Galvanic Discharge. Solitude's attacking. I'm just going to block. Nope, that doesn't make any sense. They can give a protection. I am just going to take it. Or no, I'm going to block, and if they give a protection, I'll zap it in response. Then I'll make them have the Ephemerate again. Which there's a good chance they do, but at least we made this exchange as awkward as I could. And now they're tapped out to my Flage, which is what I was really trying to do this whole time. Discharge fizzles because it didn't have a target, which means they don't even get the energy. Discard 2 cards. I think I can live without this EMRAKUL, and I think this Inspiring Vantage can go too. Opponent probably suspicious of what I'm doing with all these EMRAKULs. White, red, colorless, Flage, kill the Solitude while the shields are down, and Sacred Foundry, shock that in, Galvanic Discharge, the Giver of Runes, while those shields are down as well, and I could exile a card with Amulet, but I don't want to. I'd rather hold my energy. Ephemerate will have no target. Okay, now they're on 1 land and no tricks, and I can start Splinter Twinning. Okay, yeah, I mean, I'm sure that 1-lander, they probably had something like the White Orchid Phantom to kill their own Flagstones, which gets them up to 3 mana right away as soon as they find the 2nd land or some kind of trick like that, but ran poorly after they got that far. It's at least White Scam or White Ephemerate. I don't know what 2nd color to expect. Could be Boros, more likely Orzhov. I think I'm going to cut a Promised End. Been doing that a lot. Unsurprising, probably. Unstable Amulet was pretty dope there. I want Wrath of the Skies. Maybe I don't need all of them, but I definitely want some number. Static Prison actually seems kind of mid versus the Giver of Runes Ephemerate deck. At least I get 2 energy if they blow me out with that. But I still would prefer to just not be blown out. Okay, I'm just going to bring in a bunch of Wrath of the Skies. Okay, a super slow, super weird hand, but I'm taking it. Opponent mulled to 6. Little gun shy after last game, probably. Oh no, down to 5. It's okay. I'm also on 6. Maybe even 5. Okay, they kept 5. Elegant Parlor. We've seen a second color now. Red is in this deck. Okay, I'm going to lead on Elegant Parlor. Finding land 3 is really good. That lets me make better plans. I'm going to keep Arid Mesa. Now I can curve all the way up into 4 for the Marvel. Witch Bless Meadow. Okay. That is another land. Sanctifier Envec. Protection from red and black. Makes Flage kind of bad. That's fine, though. Unstable Amulet. They attack for 2. And do not have a play. I'm going to fetch basic planes. I know they seem likely to have White Orchid Phantom in their deck, and fetching basic planes turns that into Strip Mine. But I still would like to be a little cagey with my life total if I can. Containment Priest. Okay, that does not stop anything my deck does. Because the Marvel... They saw EMRAKUL, but not Marvel last game. So as far as they know, that is a solution to the invisible problem. Solitude does beat EMRAKUL, though. This board is juicy for Wrath of the Skies. Went for a Flicker Wisp. Proper Legacy Death and Taxes happening over there. Attacking with Sanctifier means I can attack with Goblin Shaman. I'm happy to trade with Containment Priest. There's Flage. Unfortunately, Sanctifier makes that much worse than I would like. EMRAKUL goes, and I think the Marsh Flats can go too. EMRAKUL triggers. Yeah, I'm going to attack. I'll get my treasure. They can trade if they want. And then fetch Shock for Marvel. And then I can sack this treasure, which gives me an energy, and play Guide of Souls. Okay. Starting to do stuff. Flicker Wisp can just kill one of my creatures. Oh, well, awkward. Containment Priest is in play. They're about to learn an interaction. They said at the start of the game that they watch my videos, so here's a learning moment enshrined in video. And their Witch Enchanter goes to exile. Awkward pause in the end step. There we go. This also means that my Fable does not come back. Oh, it's gone. It is what it is. How much energy can I get here? I can get a spin. If I fetch with Arid Mesa, that gets me 1. I think I can afford a shock because I have at least 1 creature coming into play this turn. Amped Raptor gets me up to 6 energy. And then I can decide if I want to cast, or 7 energy, and I can decide if I want to cast the thing or just take a spin with Marvel. And Discharge is really good. Oh, I get to do both. Sick. All right. I'm going to kill Flicker Wisp. That's the one I'm worried about. 1 to each opponent. 1 to Flicker Wisp. And I'm going to take a spin on the catwalk. Found an EMRAKUL. We did it. They could still pitch Solitude and Stabilize if they have one of those. But I have a Time Walk in the tank here. Fable coming down. Combat. Attack, attack. Buff the Guide of Souls. We got the GG's LOL in the chat. Yeah, we're having fun. They said they should have grabbed Solitude, and I said, yep, I was hoping you didn't. GG's. On to the final round.
We're a few rounds into the video. Thanks for sticking with me. Friendly reminder that if you're still here and having fun, smash that subscribe button. And if you want to play what I'm playing, you can use my affiliate link for TCG Player to support the channel while you shop for cards, and you can try any deck anytime with a cardhoarder.com loan account for Magic Online. All these links are in the video description below. Now back to the league.
I'm on the draw for the final round, and I'm going to keep my hand. It's got mana, a little protection, a little selection, and a plan. Misty Rainforest from the opponent, or Stomping Ground, and Ragavan. Now, all the talk about Modern Horizons 3, and I've had multiple opponents just cast Ragavan on turn 1. That shit's still out there. Watch yourselves. Stay protected. I love the Misty Rainforest, Stomping Ground, Steam Vent start. Rug mana, Borborygmos and Fibblethip is the avatar. This person believes in something. We could all learn a lesson from their dedication. Okay, drew another CZ Peasy. I'm just gonna fetch an Elegant Parlor this turn. Forgotten Cave, wow. I love their deck already. I played a Ren and 6 centric rug control deck on the channel a week or two ago. If you want to go check that out, tried to use Narset plus Cephalid Coliseum to lock people out in the late game. The deck was a lot of fun. Don't need Arid Mesa here. Prison, I will pay one more time. Pyromancer, gonna discard Inspiring Vantage off of this. And Arid Mesa, yeah, I'll just dump 2 lands. Got a Commercial District. I wonder what their payoff is. Are they a control deck? Are they going to scape shift me at some point? What are we doing with all this here? Is Seismic Assault in your deck? There's so many ways this could still go. Oh, hell yeah. Okay, Seismic Assault it is. This card's going to be hard to beat. And they killed my Seasoned Pyromancer right away. I have to give them Ragavan back this turn, but that's okay. I have multiple ways to block or kill it. I think my best game plan here is Aether Hub, and then Seasoned Pyromancer. Oh, wait. Nope, it's Flage. Because the Seasoned Pyromancer, even if I make 2 blockers, they can discard 3 lands and start connecting with Ragavan. I'll just kill their thing. And set up a reasonable threat for next turn. That also knocks Ren and 6 down a little bit. Got another Surveil land. Into Mountain. Still have 5 cards in their hand. And then they draw, and then they plus Ren. So they're working with 7 cards over there. That's a lot. And I only have 1 energy. So this Marvel is not close to popping out and saving me. Cycled Forgotten Cave. Played Sokinzon. The One Ring, okay. Well, my plan was to zap Ren and 6 anyway. But One Ring, filling their hand with lands. Pretty terrifying. How much does this cost right now? 10? Yeah, I have only 3 card types in my graveyard, and it's about to be less. Okay, I'm going to exile everything that's not Seasoned Pyromancer, deal 3 to Ren and 6. At least try to slow down that embleming. I imagine they can come up with 3 lands to kill Flage pretty easily here. I gotta find some energy and spin up an Emrakul quick. They drew with Ring, and then they picked up their Forbidden Orchard, or not Forbidden Orchard, Forgotten Cave. Slowgurk. This is going to kill me very quickly. This gets bigger every time a land goes to the graveyard from anywhere, which means discarding a land deals 3 damage rather than 2, kind of. It deals 2 damage plus 1 for every turn Slowgurk stays in play. Casting a Lightning Bolt instead of discarding another land. I'm not saying they're wrong, I'm just saying it's surprising. Okay, Seasoned Pyromancer, I'm going to lead on that and hope to come up with a land that casts Fable. Discard Emrakul and the other Seasoned Pyromancer. Did not come up with a land. I found a Raptor, though. Hit Raptor. Please don't hit Emrakul. Hit Galvanic Discharge. This can kill Ren and 6, if that matters at this point. I could also kill nothing. That's still only 5 energy, though, because I had to pay 1 to cast this. Do I think having 5 energy in the bank is going to be good enough? This is basically my only chance to do anything for the rest of the game. I could draw Aether Hub and get there immediately. All right, I'm going to pay 0. I'm just going to take the energy ramp and try to Marvel. Opponent goes to 9 from the ring. Drawing 3 cards. Have a Ren activation. I imagine they can find 4 lands to discard somewhere among these things and clear all my creatures. Utopia Sprawl, sick. Okay, so good draws in my deck include Aether Hub, any fetch land, Galvanic Discharge. If they let Marvel resolve and don't have Boseiju, and then we have a combat interaction, we might have a backdoor there. I'm actually drawing pretty heavy for ways to just do the thing. Slowgurk tramples. I will not be interacting with this thing in combat. It's way too easy for them to blow me out even if I quadruple block. It might also just kill me here. But if that happens, you deserve it. Okay, 2 lands discarded. Okay, I'm at 13. They have 7 cards in hand. If 6 of them, or no, they all have to be lands. If they're all lands, they win. But they could have done that in combat, so why wait? New Ren and 6. Oh, they can bounce the Slowgurk to pick up 3 lands as well. Yeah, they probably just have it here. Okay. Yeah, that's confirmed 4 lands. If the 6 unknown cards in their hand contain 2 lands, they win here. Yeah, they're moving pretty quick. Slowgurk rules. I'll never be upset losing to a Slowgurk strategy. Actual Lightning Bolt. 2 actual Lightning Bolts. Okay, cool. A little too slow there on every axis. Unlicensed Hearse comes in. Flute naming Ren and 6 seems really good, actually. Yeah, Promise End, boarding out. No surprise there. Flute naming Seismic Assault, also really good. Yeah, Flute's coming in. I'm not a believer in Magus of the Moon. We saw Lightning Bolt and Seismic Assault. Rest in Peace turns off my Flage, but also cuts their whole engine. I think I want access to Flage. Galvanic Discharge is not bad. Raptor versus Amulet. I think I just want this deck to play a control Marvel game more than I want it to be a Boros aggro deck. And that's why I've boarded the same way every time. I wonder if you could just fit Marvel into the Jeskai control version of this. Maybe that's what I want to be doing. This hand is slow, but I will keep it. Knowing that my opponent's on kind of a dirtle pile, I'm willing to give myself a little bit of time to figure stuff out. Seasoned Pyromancer to the graveyard. Have one of those already. Oh, they have the one card in their deck that's not dirtily. Can I draw removal? Nope. Alright. That's fine. I could fetch Elegant Parlor and kind of get a little selection over what they get to take with Ragavan. Or I can just let them blind take something with Ragavan and then select for my own draw. What am I worried about them hitting out of my deck? Fable? Yeah, okay. That actually is kind of a huge beating. Elegant Parlor. Unlicensed Hearse. Do I care if they have that? Do they even want that? I'll put it in the graveyard. Alright, I don't really want them to have that. And they flipped Fable, son of a biscuit. That was the card I was trying to fade, and now they get it. What a nightmare. I've been cursed by my own good luck. Just running hot, drawing 2 perfect cards in a row. Turns out that's not actually what I wanted to do here. I'm going to discard EMRAKUL and Marvel. I want the blockers, and I have 2 Marvels. Now I have 3 Marvels. That'll show you. Very good at blocking Ragavan from here, though. It's a shame I gave them Fable of the Mirror Breaker. But they discarded Life from the Loam. That's so busted. I will block Ragavan here, but not Goblin Shaman. I want to stick the Marvel with as many permanents in play as I can have. They've got the One Ring. Once again, facilitated by my Fable and the extra mana they get. Okay, my own Fable. I'm in this. I don't have to play Marvel right now. Okay, passing. I will block Goblin Shaman if it attacks this time. I'll block with Seasoned Pyromancer. Certainly looks like they're... Okay, it's Slogurk. It looked like they were trying to tap for triple red, but it was the opposite. It was blue-green. Misty Rainforest, fetch triggers, Slogurk, Shocked and Stomping Ground, Lightning Bolt, my Goblin. Okay, I will make the trade this time. 0 energy to start this chain here. I need a miracle. They dredged Life from the Loam, which triggered Slogurk twice because they milled 2 lands. Besageing my Fable. A tough beat, not gonna lie. Really needed the selection there. Come on, some big energy producer. Just another Fable. I think we're dead. I needed that Ragavan to miss, and it just did not. And we are experiencing the outcome that I described in the deck tech of just dying to some stuff with an unsupported Marvel in hand. Marvel had a bunch of great moments in this league. I'm not denying Marvel any of the love it deserves. I'm just saying it looks really bad right now. I'm not blocking Slogurk. Has Trample. If they can burn me out from here, they deserve it. Can't stop it anyway. Played Soken's on. There's a bunch of red in the pool. I'm prepared to concede. Oh, it's another One Ring. Sure. It's not what I thought was going to happen, but it's pretty good. What can I even do here? I mean, Static Prison works. As much as anything works. I'm going to discard a Marvel and a Foundry. Okay, I can remove Slogurk from play. If I attack with Goblin, okay, I can do a bunch of stuff. Okay, I'm going to play Marvel and just try to get myself back up to 6 energy. Attack with Goblin Shaman. If they trade off with it, it's an energy. The treasure's an energy either way. They don't have to block it because this isn't dealing damage. But if they want to get rid of it, they can. That's +1 energy. Then I do still have the basic in my deck. I'm going to fetch for that. Classic dead to everything emergency high roll here. Static Prison. Exile Slogurk. And I'm going to be 1 energy short of spinning Marvel right now. I just bought back Beseju. That sucks. Wait, why didn't I get... Oh, the getting the energy is contingent on exiling target thing. Okay, so they actually fizzled my energy gain by picking up the Slowgurk, as well as all the horrible technology lands that they get along the way. Okay, yeah, that sucks. They drew a card in response to the take 0 damage trigger. So they just wanted to take damage. Moral victory. Whatever else happens here, me just immediately dying to Seismic Assault. I at least got that 1 point on them. Life from the Loam just picked up a bunch of lands, and they have the Seismic Assault. Yep, okay. That sequence with the Surveil land into the Ragavan was pretty heinous. I don't know if I'm just supposed to let Ragavan hit me and let RNGesus take the wheel and then use the Surveil land to forward my own game plan. Or maybe I'm just supposed to let them have the unlicensed Hearse. Because does that even matter? No, Flage is a big part of my deck, and I had a Seasoned Pyromancer in the graveyard when that happened, and I was planning on discarding to loop the EMRAKUL. And if I run out of EMRAKULs, the Marvels or blanks. I don't think I wanted them to have Hearse, and then with Fable just being under it is the worst possible. But whatever. A positive record all the same. And after playing the deck, I do feel the same way as I felt when I first looked at the deck, which is that it is doing two things that look similar but are actually totally different. You could construct your deck as the old standard decks did to have 6 energy ready to go when you cast Marvel on turn 4. Like the green Puzzle Knot and the Attune with Aether and Rogue Refiner and all the things that those decks did to put energy in their pool, Long Tusk Cub, all that stuff that happened on the curve up to Aetherworks Marvel, and then you blast some big thing into play on turn 4. Probably a lot more reasonable than expecting these cards to just have extra energy left over. That's one of the lessons from the Kaladesh standard format. It's the cards that are reasonable on their own and also make energy are really good. That's stuff like Wrath of the Skies, because you can just overpay the X and then have a bunch of extra energy left over. That's Guide of Souls. This is a Soul Warden with some other words on it, and it could just make a ton of energy that it never asks you to spend on its own. When we're talking about a card like Unstable Amulet, which literally doesn't do anything if you don't sink mana or sink energy into it, that becomes bad. Because the amulet provides enough energy to activate it once. Then if you want to activate it again, you need positive energy laying around from the cards like Guide of Souls, which we don't have that many of. It's only Guide of Souls in the main. And then the Wraths are all in the sideboard. Amped Raptor, it's totally random what you end up spending that energy on, if you spend it at all. But it does ask you to spend energy. Galvanic Discharge, killing an X1, leaving 2 energy behind is more the kind of thing we're looking for. But 2/1 First Strike, no abilities. 2 mana artifact, no abilities. If we just ignore where these things ask us to pay energy, these cards are unplayable. Which means that we have to use the energy that they give us to make them playable, which means that Aetherworks Marvel is not just going to have a bunch of energy laying around when you get around to it. That deck I was sideboarding into basically every round with all the Wrath of the Skies in and just a little bit slower. I could see a Jeskai or Esper or maybe even still just Boros control deck that rocks out with Marvel. Naya would give you the Puzzle Knot and everything if you want to lean into Marvel more. And while we did have some big swings with the Aetherworks Marvel, I don't think that just pulling 7 slots out of Boros energy is where you want to do this. Hopefully that feedback was constructive and well received. Mr. Toots, thank you for sharing the deck. It was a lot of fun to play. Everyone, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, check out the Patreon, and I'll see you next time.